Good evening, everyone. Welcome to People's Voice. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being, and not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. And today's our guest is exactly going to talk about that holistic well being. How we can keep our life well maintained, fulfilling, happier, and much satisfactory. So let's see our guest is in the house or not. Yes, she is here and let me accept her invite. Someone asked us what we are talking about. Today it's all about holistic well-being. How one needs to live one mindful life so that we'll be more happier, more satisfied as I mentioned earlier and we feel what we actually do. I think our guest is in the house. Hello, good evening.
Hi, Nasima. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Varuna. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Nasima, Ramadan Kareem to you and to everybody who's here with us right now. A very, very happy Ramadan Kareem to all of you.
Thank you so much, Varuna, and we all wish you the same. I hope you're doing well this tough time. How's things at Gurgaon?
Um, we are we are just going with the flow.
Uh-huh.
It's every day is a new day, so just going with the flow each day. Hi,
Okay,
Rima.
that's Hey Riva, how are you doing? Hey Elenda, Sujita, Tata. So Varuna, let's begin the session. It's 10:30 now. Let's start. Today's
Sure.
guest, she is a dreamer, learner, life enthusiast, and a believer in self. Varuna. Varuna Kullar is the founder of Yoga with We and is based out of Gurgaon. Varuna conducts holistic well-being programs, including workshops, retreats, training, and on for corporate schools, community organizations, and care centers. She is a 200 plus hours Hatha yoga teacher, 100 plus hours pre-natal and post-natal yoga teacher, a certified laughter yoga trainer, and who holds a MBA in marketing. Lastly, is debuted as a co-author of a comedy fiction novel, ShadiKaLaddu.com. Varuna, that's wow. Welcome to People's Voice, Varuna.
Thank you, Nasima. I was feeling a little intimidated, while you were reading about all that I use as my profile page. But thank you so much. Before I start, I would like to congratulate you for bringing this program together. I mean, I've been following your program, and every day is a learning. I mean, you are calling people from different facets of life, and thank you for also considering me. So, yes, I am here with you and all the others. Hi, Sunil. Thank you for joining. Yes, please shoot.
Thank you so much for your kind words. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Varuna, today we are talking about holistic well-being. Uh, at the outset, if you can brief all of us about it, before we dive into the deeper questions, if you can give us the idea about holistic well-being.
Nasima, your voice is cracking. Did you just ask me what is the meaning of holistic well-being? Like, it's not, your voice is not coming clear. Was it
Now,
that you wanted to know? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I was asking you just to explain in brief what is holistic well-being.
Holistic well-being, as you can rightly also figure out from the word holistic means whole. When we say holistic well-being, it is the approach to life. It is just not physical well-being or emotional well-being, but an integrated well-being as a whole body mind soul system in me as well as in you. And holistic well-being is based or is standing on 5 pillars. I'll quickly take you through these 5 pillars. So when we say, physical well-being is how we are feeling in our body. Are we physically fit? What is the kind of lifestyle we have? What kind of food do we eat? If we are physically fit, so there is a bit of physical well-being that we can experience. And then there is mental well-being. Mental well-being, we all know in today's world how much mental health has taken priority in our lives, and especially in these times, we are all going through the same kind of storm. No matter our boats are different, but we are facing the same storm. So it's very very crucial to have a balanced mental health. So physical well-being, mental well-being, emotional well-being. How emotionally well settled am I? As a person, do I recognize my emotional needs? Most of the times we are not in touch with our own emotional needs. So do I take really good emotional care of myself? Emotional well-being. Spiritual well-being, that's the fourth pillar of holistic well-being. Spiritual well-being is vast. There are so many different spiritual practices that coexist in the universe. What may be spiritual for me will be different from what may be spiritual for you. So at the end of the day, we just have to recognize that, spiritually we are nurturing ourselves, no matter what our practice is. And last but not the least, and I think why we all are here, is social well-being. As to what is the composition of my social network. And sorry, I don't mean Facebook or Instagram, but that small set of friends. Do I have a good connection with my friends? Who do I interact with? What kind of energies do I exchange with my friends? So that is what social well-being is. So a combination of these 5 parameters. If I have a tick on all 5, I can rightfully say that yes, I feel that I'm a holistically well-balanced person. And as you introduced me, I facilitate yoga. Somewhere, yoga is also harmony of body, mind, and soul, and this whole harmonization also, leads us towards being holistically well. So all one has to do is just be mindful and keep checking every now and then that are all these 5 pillars in my life well balanced. If they are, then you are a holistic person.
Very well explained, Varuna. I must say, you made it very easy to understand just in 5 points. Kudos to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Seema, and thank you, Pranjal. Thank you for appreciating, and I hope I can explain you guys well. Yes.
Varuna, you were in your second point, you were talking about mindfulness, mental well being. If you can elaborate on that and what exactly being mindful is. Could you please elaborate on that?
That's my favorite topic, Nasima. Nowadays, I personally myself, I try to be mindful all the time. And if I were to just explain what is being mindful, being here and now is mindful. Being here in this moment is mindful. It is mindfulness. And if you go by the literal definition of mindfulness, mindfulness is just pausing to become aware of the present moment without adjusting the present moment and observing it without judging it. So in simple, in very very layman term, mindfulness is right here, right now. Just be. That is what mindfulness is. And mindfulness is not something that you have to, roll down a mat that you do in yoga asana, but the mindfulness is not something that you have to roll down a mat or you have to set a particular time to become mindful. Mindfulness can be practiced anytime. So, in between whatever different tasks we all are doing, we can just take a pause. That pause to just be there in that moment is mindfulness.
Again, very well explained, Varuna, what is mindfulness, and I think that's the need of ours. We all run for something we don't know, we don't enjoy in the movement. And so I believe being mindful is very important. And what are the benefits we can expect from being
See, mindfulness is constantly training your attention muscle. How can I be more attentive right now? How can I just be in the moment? And being in the moment is not physically present. I mean, we all know that we are most of the times we are physically there, and mentally we are somewhere else. So,
true?
mindfulness is not only just being physically there, and to cite you a very simple example, I drink a cup of tea every morning. I'm sure many of you who have joined do drink, but not taking it just an act or a habit, but actually enjoying every sip of that first cup of your morning tea. You can be mindful in that very moment. So that is mindfulness. And
True.
if you talk about benefits, like I said that mindfulness is always being aware, being conscious that okay, I need to take a pause. And when you constantly develop this muscle, this attention muscle, there are lots of benefits. But if I were to just give you and the people, my friends who have joined us here, a couple of benefits about what mindfulness can bring to table for you. Definitely cognitive benefits as to more clarity in thoughts. It increases attention span, and especially people who work in corporates, or and nowadays everybody is doing
Rush.
calls back to back. Yes, yes. There is no start time, there is no end time. So, this really helps you to bring back, your attention into what you are doing in the present moment. If you talk in terms of behavioral benefits, it helps in overcoming depression, anxiety, and it is also a great way to manage stress. And mindfulness is not just okay, you close your eyes and you take a deep breath. No, mindfulness could be you can be mindfully eating, and like I said, you can be mindfully drinking tea, you can be mindfully doing exercise. Right now, you could be mindfully listening to what I'm telling you and not just fiddling with Instagram while I'm playing in the background. So,
True.
so a lot of benefits one can experience with mindfulness, but definitely, mindfulness again is like a seed. So immediately when you go to seed, you don't see the flowers, or you don't. If you go a mango seed, you will not see the mango tree the next day. It takes time. So it's the same
True.
with mindfulness. The more you put your attention muscle into practice, the more it will give it back to you in terms of how you can be more mindful, and how your reactions or my reactions can turn into responses. With a little pause in a situation, our mind becomes more trained to respond and not to react.
True, absolutely true, Varun. After talking to you, I feel that holistic well-being is the solution for most of our problems because there is a lot of problem we don't balance our life properly, and I think holistic approach towards our life will be one of the significant solution for most of our problems. True,
Certainly,
but
certainly.
yeah, but Varuna, If one wants to practice mindfulness, or rather install the practice of being mindful, how one can do that in their day-to-day life?
Okay, so I'll reiterate what I said in my last reply. That one, of course, you have to purposely remember to be aware. That is, you need to practice mindfulness more consciously. And I will not give out some difficult techniques, or you don't have to clock 60 minutes and sit down and become more mindful and ask mindfulness to come to you. But three very simple things that I've been practicing in my life, and these are three leaves that I would like to give out from my own life book. Three things, three ways in which you can be more mindful, or what makes me more mindful on a day-to-day basis is that mindfully, the first one, the mindfully I express gratitude, mindfully I laugh, and mindfully I donate. So three simple practices that I do, or how can we become more mindful in our day-to-day lives is express gratitude, laugh more often, and donate mindfully. So these are three very simple mindfulness bites that I can give, or I can share with all of you here, and with you, Nasima, and with everybody else here, that I have been practicing for a few years now. And yes, I feel that it has helped me develop my attention muscle and become more aware and cherish the present moment, and not get caught up all the time between the past and the future, and just try to relish the present time.
True, I am sure our viewers will be quite happy to know that three things. First, be grateful, and then laugh more often, even sometimes without any reason, just burst out. It might have. Third one, sorry. The third one, to be mindful, more attentive. I am
No, that
sure
is mindfully
mindfully
donate.
donate.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
And when I say mindfully donate, I don't mean just give out money in charity. If you
Okay.
can do that, it's well and good. But when I say mindfully donate, it could be anything that you could donate selflessly. It could, and in the present times, if we can't do anything, we can just donate a prayer every day to wish, prosperity of the mankind, or for this time to get over. So even that is donation. But mindfully donate. If you can, if you wish to donate money wherever you feel it's worth donating. Otherwise, donate your time. I mean, like you are bringing this fabulous series by donating your time. So I would say that this is some mindful donation that you are doing to all of us, that you are bringing us closer through these interactions. So mindfully donate your time. You could coach somebody, or you could just listen to somebody. Donate your time. So mindfully donate. Look at ways, offer your service to somebody. Be more kind. Be more compassionate. So that by being more compassionate, more kind. So donate that selflessness to somebody. So that is what I meant, that mindfully donate. Not if you, money, and yes, more than money.
I think in this situation, Varuna, we really need to donate, as you said, not only in monetary terms, but there are varied ways. In whichever form we can donate our bit, will definitely contribute towards the big goal to the world. Thank you so much, Varuna. We do have a few more minutes. So I would like to ask this question, which I'm asking almost everyone, that we are in unprecedented times of COVID-19 pandemic. It is tough everywhere, and it has a tremendous effect on almost all the industry all around the world. So how it has affected health and wellness industry? If you could just some idea about it.
See again, Nasima, the very instinct is to start thinking about, oh, what is going to happen in future? Oh, what will happen in future? How will I, what will the industry come out as? Personally, I'm trying to consciously remind myself that let me be here, let me be in this moment, and as the days are passing by, let me also kind of go with the flow. But definitely, we are experiencing some, some changes, and not across just one sector, but across all sectors, which also includes wellness and yoga. As you know that health sessions are very very personalized. Although there have been online sessions as well for different therapies, but still people do prefer more physical interactions, more personal interactions face to face. So definitely that may take some time to bounce back. Till then, as you can see, and I've been also noticing that a lot of professionals in this field have already started taking online classes. So that is one way that people are exploring. But I feel that let time play its role, and definitely, say in a month or two, we'll get to see the flow of of the trend. But definitely, I would say the physical classes will come back, but of course with a few more new rules or new restrictions or new kind of settings. But offering classes online is something that may also see an upward trend in the in future. So that is good. I mean, anywhere, if you feel you can pass the same energy being online, then I see no barrier, no country barrier, no culture barrier, and I can be sitting in India and somebody could be sitting in Utopia and we could be doing a yoga session. So definitely, I see a positive coming out of all this, that something that has not been explored too much virtually may see an upward trend in the coming years, and also in the field of yoga and wellness. And of course, I feel that people are realizing even more that how important it is to build their immunity, to be stronger from within. Like I discussed, the 5 pillars, and I think people will devote more time into being emotionally, being spiritually more emotionally well, from now on, or they will focus more time as to balancing out all the 5 pillars. So that is again a very good, opportunity I see in the sphere of health and wellness.
Hopefully, we get back to life and things will get normalized, as you said, maybe in 2 months, 3 months, finger crossed. But Varuna, would you like to do demonstration with us if it won't take time, few seconds, up to 1 minute, anything, if you can teach something?
Of course, Nasima, you and all the others who are right here, with me. First of all, let me express gratitude to you. Thank you for joining in and still staying around. And what we talked about, the 3 leaves from my own life book, we can practice right now the two of them. So we can, I'm a laughter yoga teacher, and we
Okay,
all know that laughter is the best medicine. Charlie Chaplin once said that a day without laughter is a day wasted. So let us, before, especially in India, before we sleep, let us try to laugh. So we do 1 minute of mindful laughter, and
okay,
mindful laughter is very very therapeutic. It's not just laughing, but laughing consciously for health. And when we laugh, there is an exchange. More of oxygen comes into our body and the carbon dioxide goes out. So we do 1 minute of mindful laughter. There are a lot of mindful laughter exercises, but right now we'll do something what I call as it's time to laugh. So it goes very simple. What we'll do when I say, okay, let's start, so we'll all look at our watches. If you are not wearing a wristwatch, then you can look at your wall clock, and we can point out at the wall clock and we can start to laugh. And if you feel that you're not able to laugh, just look at us, look at me, look at Nasima, and laugh. So we try to sustain the laughter for 1 minute. After one
okay.
minute, I'll request you to cool down. So when you cool down, just take a few deep breaths. When I say deep breaths, you always try to breathe full from your abdomen,
Okay.
abdomen, chest, through your nostrils. And after we have done that, with your eyes closed, just thank one person, who you wanted to thank today. And if it's not a person, for anything that brought you a smile or some joy today, just in your mind, be thankful for it. Just express gratitude. Okay? So three
Okay.
steps. First we'll do laughter, then we'll do a few deep breaths, and third we'll just express gratitude mentally to that one person or towards one thing that brought us joy today. Simple?
All right. Got it. Let's go.
Okay, so here we go. It's time to laugh. So I request all of you and Nasima to you. So why don't you look at your wrist watches or your wall clocks, and you can point, and I got this timepiece, and we point out at this timepiece and we start laughing. One, two, three. It's time to laugh. Only 1 minute left. Show me your watch. It's time to laugh.
I'm laughing next time.
Few seconds to laugh. Slowly, slowly ease out, relax, then close your eyes. Everybody who's around here, please close your eyes and slowly, slowly relax. As you relax, just take a couple of deep breaths. Take a long inhalation as well as a long exhalation and allow your laughter, your breath to settle. Allow more relaxation to appear in your body. Relax, relax. Couple of more deep breaths. Take a long inhale and a deep exhale out. Inhale, exhale, inhale and exhale. And just while you are inhaling and exhaling, take a moment to express gratitude to somebody who brought smile to your face today, or who made your day today, or something that made you happy today. In your mind, just express gratitude for that particular moment, that particular event, or for that particular person. It's a secret only between you and your breath and your consciousness. Now, slowly, very, very gently open your eyes.
Thank you so much, Varuna. It feels good.
Thank you, and I hope everybody around here also had fun. So, yes, I mean, consciously you can start laughing on anything. I know it feels a little intimidating, but that is another topic of discussion some other day. That how to be, laughing more often, and that too for health purposes. But if not anything else, whosoever is here and whosoever will watch it again, if you can't do anything else, but just take a 1 minute break, look at your watch, and say it's time to laugh. Or you can play this video and laugh, looking at our laughing faces. So simple.
Thank you so much, Varuna, for showing us path of holistic living. I'm sure all have learned something from this video, and we are going to implement in our life. Thank you so much for the precious time, Varuna Kulkarni.
Thank you, Nasima. Thank you, everybody. And remember to remember. Remember to be aware. Be aware. Be here right now in the present moment. Thank you.
Thank you. So that was Varuna Kullar, who has shown us a path of for walking on a holistic well-being. I'm sure I have learned a lot, and you too. Let's follow and stay and live in a moment so we can be more happier, more satisfied. Thank you so much. And always, as I said, keep writing, keep giving your recommendation, and I will try to inculcate in our upcoming episode. Thank you. Stay safe, stay home. Take care.